I unlocked the Platinum in Black Myth Wukong, and here's my journey. This game was absolutely amazing, so I hope you guys enjoy this journey with me. So we start off with one of the most epic Dragon Ball-like battles I've ever seen in a video game, and this is actually one of the coolest parts of the game, where you're actually playing as Wukong, because funnily enough, we don't actually play as Wukong during this game. We play as some random monkey that is chasing Wukong and trying to become him, essentially. But smash the title screen and then first chapter starts, we get our very first trophy. And apologies, my face is in front of these the entire time. I'm not used to doing this. I'm used to playing on Xbox and other platforms. So apologies in advance. You will see the trophies, but they're behind my big fat face. So I was actually really surprised with this game to begin with. So most normal enemies would just take 1 or 2 hits. And the first boss, the Bull Guard, was very easy. This is where you get your first ability. Then we run a bit more through the forest, killing some random enemies, getting a bigger head because obviously we're just murdering everything first try here, no deaths yet. And then we come across this big-headed asshole that's wandering a little bit of the forest, and he's called the Wandering Wight. One of the hardest bosses early game, but he was such a fun fight when you were learning him. So after many failed attempts, we get him down, and we actually get his spirit, but we're not able to grab it yet because that's actually something you get later on. But you will be seeing a lot of his face because we use his spirit for the majority of the playthrough. And because of my time practicing the Wandering Wight and actually learning the combat, probably more than most people would have done at this point, we come across Guangxi. There's plenty of bosses with memorable names in this game, as you'll realise later on. We actually defeat this guy first try. And then we ring a random bell for some reason. Might as well just press everything that's there, and we pick up this guy's staff and we get our very first transformation. Funnily enough, like the Wandering Wight, I used this for about 90% of the playthrough until I switched to something else. So the start things in this game are very good for just progressing through most bosses when you learn how to use them. So once we do that, we head on to the next area. Then we come across the Trailer Wolf, which is the one from the reveal trailer years and years ago, which doesn't look as amazing as it used to, but it's still a very fun fight. But like the other bosses so far, we one-shot it. And after we kill the wolf, we stumble across our first collectible, which is these pills that increase health, stamina, or your magic. And yeah, these are really helpful. And like most collectibles, they will obviously lead to a trophy later on. As we continue a little bit further, I meet this horse NPC, and unbeknownst to me at this time, he's actually one of the missable trophies in the game when it comes to a quest. So yeah, I'm glad I found him here. There is also a meditation point in this room, as well as something else which also relates to a trophy. So make sure if you're ever doing this, you will come into this room and speak to him. And like I said earlier on in the video, we come across some very memorable bosses, like Ba Liga Lang, and there's also a few more like him, like Ba Liga Ba. And there's 5 frogs in total, which also accumulate to a trophy, so we need to make sure we kill all these as well. Which we do, because they're fairly easy. And at this point, there's another spirit that comes out this thing, and I'm like, why can't I pick these up? But it's because we haven't actually found the NPC that gives you this ability. And funnily enough, just after I was saying, why can't I pick up these spirits, we actually find the guy who does it. So this guy pretty much just enchants your gourd so you can absorb spirits, and these spirits are sort of like your transformation, but it's a one-time use sort of thing. So you'll use it, you'll transform into something, do a big attack, and then go back to normal. And they are very useful, but like I said, I use the Wandering Wight for pretty much 90% of this game. Actually, probably the whole game, because it's so good. And you don't actually lose any spirits, thankfully, so when I went to go back to pick up these spirits, I was panicking thinking I'd missed them. But you can actually just retrieve them from any shrine, which is great. Then we meet our drunken monkey brother, and he is the one who actually allows us to upgrade our gourd and also add soaks to the gourd, which allow it to have different properties. And all of this is linked to a trophy, so getting the gourds, getting the soaks, and upgrading one of them to maximum, I believe. And we get one as standard when we find them, which is amazing. And before we venture down the hill to fight another boss, we get another trophy, which is for basically putting a soak on a gourd, which allows you to do something else. And you know how I was being all big-headed, going, oh, I've beaten all the bosses first try or second try. This guy is the first one who made me think, right, I need to start learning how this game works instead of just mashing buttons. Because he beat me a couple times. Just a few. Just a couple. But we finally stopped being a moron and we actually avoid his attacks and use some of our abilities. Funnily enough, I didn't actually know how to use the spirits at this point yet, even though I had unlocked them, because when you use L2 and R2, if you're pressing L2 first for any reason, it doesn't come out. So I thought maybe I was still missing something. But yeah, I didn't beat him with using spirits, I just beat him with normal combat. And it's a good job we figured out how to beat him as well, because he's actually guarding the third bell, which allows us to enter a secret area. And pretty much every area in this game has a secret area which gives you a trophy as well. And this secret area, funnily enough, has a boss that we fought previously, but just reskinned, and he's actually a little bit more difficult because he has different mechanics. But we've already practiced the hell out of this guy, so he goes down in pretty much one try. And we unlock our first trophy of the secret areas. And I believe we need about 4 or 5 of these, but the secret areas are amazing. Then we come across our very next roadblock, which is the Black Wind King, and he can get in the bin. Like, he has an ability that just basically makes him invincible, and he just flies past you constantly, hitting you. And I wanted to make sure I beat him before the end of my stream, but he is definitely one of the roadblocks in this run for me through the Platinum journey. And he's not even that hard, it's just the moves he does. It feels like it overwhelms you when you do it. So after a few more attempts learning his moveset and actually learning how OP this move is, you'll see this a lot throughout the Platinum journey. We beat the boss and I have to end my stream, but we are super excited to come back next day and get this guy finished off, because he doesn't have a second phase here, but he definitely is coming back. We also get a new ability before we leave the stream as well, which is always fun, and we get to practice this out next time. Like I said, I thought the boss would come back, and he did indeed come back, but I didn't expect him to be in this giant bear form. And the item that we got earlier from the secret area, you can actually use this to negate damage from his fire, because he will set you on fire quite a lot during this fight. This fight only took 2 attempts, but it was a very fun fight, and it's the last fight in this chapter. Yeah! Second try. First try, I mean. Blazing Black Wind. You choose to play with fire. I do choose to play with fire. And then once that's over, we're actually treated to one of the most beautiful cutscenes in the entire game. Each chapter has one of these amazing cutscenes after it, where it's either done in watercolor, it's done in a different sort of animation. It's actually so crazy, and I'm going to show you guys this throughout the entire Platinum journey, because it's so good, and this game needs to be shown off to everybody that can possibly see it. If you haven't played this game, 100% play it. Okay. Chapter 2, Yellow Sand, Desolate Dusk. And as you heard me say there, we're on to Chapter 2, and you get to hear some of the best music ever. The best bop you will ever hear. How's he singing? And after this bop, we get to run through this area, and this is at the point where I realised that this game has a tremendous amount of bosses in it. So pretty much in this chapter, every 5 minutes you're going to be running into a boss, and it came to certain bits where I'd used my previous abilities on other bosses, and I had to kind of make do. So here's one of the bosses that I came across by accident, which is one of the main ones. Oh shit, I didn't expect this to be a boss. And with this boss, there is actually a missable spirit, which I didn't realise, because obviously it's first playthrough. And if I had continued the way I was going to do it, which was kill the small one first, I would have got the spirit. But we have to do a second run through the game anyway, so it's not like it's hard to come back here and blast through this when you've got all your abilities. But I die here initially, so the good thing is I just go and explore the bits that I didn't actually explore here, because I ran into this boss fight without thinking about it and didn't realise it was going to be a boss. So we find another boss, funnily enough. As like I said, there's a million bosses in this game. They're actually all very unique as well, which is fun, because most games would just repeat bosses. But this is where we find the horse guy for the second time. And like I said before, thank God we did, because he's very missable. If you don't do some of his side quests, you just miss out on a trophy. But I seem to encounter him every time he was near me, so kind of good intuition, I guess. And since we're ready this time, I go back and kill this boss, but in the wrong order. But it doesn't really matter. So we kill this boss, and then we kill the boss that comes directly after, and I mean directly after, like 30 seconds to a minute. And as you guys have been seeing so far, pretty much just breezing through most of the bosses, but I welcome a challenge. And this Tiger Vanguard, this disgusting, horrible tiger that's lapping up this blood, he actually took me a few attempts as well, because he does some crazy moves and crazy damage. But it was such a fun fight. Like, every fight in this game is amazing. Like, there was no fight where I thought, this is actual BS, except maybe a bit of foreshadowing here, the end of this chapter. No! Oh, that's so hard to avoid. I'm dead. Fuck. Oh, I'm healing myself, don't trust it. Yeah, bitch. Bitch! That's what you get! Messing with me. Don't tell me he's got a second phase. The relief I felt after this boss was amazing, but it was such a fun fight, and we actually get one of the best abilities in the game here, which allows us to do a proper parry instead of just the parry we've been doing this entire time. So now we actually have a proper parry. The developers clearly know which bosses are going to be stronger than others, because after the Tiger Vanguard, we don't actually fight this boss until maybe like 15-20 minutes afterwards, and that's with a bit of exploring as well, so it gives you a little bit of a breather in between a million bosses. But I was actually annoyed after I beat this boss, because someone in the chat told me that you can do a WWE sort of wrestling match between this boss and another boss in this arena, which is a boss to fight later, but then on our next playthrough we'll show that, because it's amazing and so cool. But this boss is fairly easy, it just hits hard and it has a lot of health. So this boss goes down in one attempt and we move on to the next area. And as we're exploring this area, I come to the end chapter boss door and we get one of the best abilities in the entire game. It's called a Pluck of Many, and it basically allows you to summon the boys in and just do crazy amounts of damage to a boss. So this is one of the ones I upgraded a fair amount during the playthrough, because it just allowed so many bosses to be nuked down really fast. I had actually missed quite a lot of exploring in this chapter, because there's way more that I could have done before I got to this boss. This is the final boss of the chapter, and this boss tilted me a tiny, just a tiny little bit, because if you don't have the secret item from the secret area, this boss is a real pain in the ass. No, I'm transformed back. I was hoping to get him before he could get me. Like, I'm literally a fucking millimeter away from death. I can do this. I can do this. So, amazing first attempt, but it doesn't continue like that. It looks great to me from what I see. But yeah, as you can see, the combat doesn't feel like super impactful. It's literally just like I'm slapping them with a stick that doesn't feel like it does any damage. Ow. I'm dead. Yeah, fuck this. Ah! Just kill me, there's no point in me fighting at this health. Oh my god. Oh. Try this again, and of course he backs up into a place I can't hit him. That's one of the most annoying things. He like backs up into an area that's inaccessible to me. Oh my fucking god. Ah, this boss is so annoying. I swear to god. I swear to fucking god. No! Ah! I love how I was like, this game's so easy, guys. And then this boss is just like a fuck. Like, the boss isn't even hard. It's the fact it can just jump outside its arena. So I'm trying to hit it with my power-up thing and it just doesn't work. What is that? Yes! Fucking finally! You better not have a second phase. And with that, we unlocked the trophy for beating that boss finally. That's probably one of the biggest stumbling blocks in this entire run, but probably would have been easier if I had done the secret area and got the item. We do actually go back there, but a little bit too late. And we get our friendly headless man his head back. So, bonus. And then we finish the chapter with one of the most amazing looking cutscenes I've ever seen in a video game. One of the coolest things as well, this actually turns into a quest later on, which I was not expecting whatsoever. I just expected these to be really cool cutscenes in between chapters. However, it does actually have some effect on gameplay, which is really, really cool. And with that boss defeated and that cutscene watched, we start chapter 3, White Snow, Ice Cold. At this point, I'm going to start skipping ahead of certain bosses which I feel are super easy because, like I said, I've pretty much killed every boss first try so far. 1 or 2 attempts, or like the Wind Sage, a lot of attempts, but the more interesting ones will be here first, because otherwise this video will be about 13 hours long, because I will be showing you every single boss, because they're all amazing and they're all very unique. However, one boss we will talk about is this dragon boss right here that you fight in the lake in chapter 3. And my god, this is a stunning boss, but I was so annoyed fighting this thing. It's constantly in the air, so when you're trying to hit it, you can't, unless you use pillar stance, which I wasn't using. I was just using smash stance, and I'm not even sure if that would hit it. But this game needs some sort of aerial combat. That's the only two gripes with this game. It needs a map, and it needs aerial combat, or something that you can get into the air with. Because you have a jump attack, but it goes maybe 1 meter in the air, and this boss didn't kill me that many times, but it was more the fact that I could never hit it. It would never stay on the ground long enough for me to actually do any damage. I would like it if you could get on the ground so I could attack you. I don't have any aerial abilities. Oh my god, stay still! Oh my god, I tried to heal, but it didn't come out. Fuck. This boss is annoying as hell. You fuck dragon. Oh, no, we finally beat the boss and we're able to move on to the next section, which is the obligatory prison level in these sort of games. This area was not fun at all to be in. You were constantly under this debuff that would half your health or put it down to the tiniest bit ever. And you had to kill these giant lantern people to get a missable curio, which I didn't actually manage to get in my first playthrough. So we have to go through the game again and remember to get this so we don't miss it. You need to get this before you kill the boss of the area. And if you don't, then you're kind of screwed out for a whole playthrough, which is really fun in these sort of games that are big. The boss in this main area was not the most fun thing to fight either, because it's just very tanky. But it is fairly easy if you know what to do and you know how to avoid some of its attacks. I just got caught by a lot of it, so this area was not fun for me in the slightest. Oh, and did I mention this prison area is also gigantic? However, before we do any of this area, I get to the first incense burner and teleport back to do a few bosses which I'd actually missed out on. Funnily enough, there's a lot of things you can miss in this game, especially hidden bosses that can give you either spirits or trophies or items that you need to upgrade things with. And thankfully, one of my members in my chat actually told me about this secret area that you could break into, and then you have an item which allows you to go towards other bosses. No. Oh my god, okay. Of course it uses lightning as well. Yes, that was easy as shit. First try. Oh god. Yes. First try. We get to become that big tiger? Yes, please. I missed this boss too, Lord. Yeah, there's so many cool bosses you can miss out on. And then after all those bosses and escaping the prison, we come across our next boss, which is this lady right here. She's a really fun boss. She does a lot of transformations. Every boss in this game seems to do a lot of electric attacks. Like, quite a lot of bosses do electric attacks in this game. And that's probably one of the most powerful things because it puts a debuff on you that makes it even stronger when it hits you next time. But she actually beats me the first time that I fight her, because I come in here with, like, nothing. So no spells, no nothing, because I've already wasted it on a previous boss. However, it turns out it was a good thing that we lost to her, because we can see one of the Lung brothers down here. And these guys all link to a trophy, which I didn't know about, but I wanted to make sure I killed every boss that I saw. And these are all the special secret hidden bosses. This guy is a proper dickhead. He does so much damage. I'm not sure if it'd probably be better to come back later and fight him, but you know me, I need to fight every boss that I see. So we get into this, and he does pretty much what you think he would do. We're good, we're good. Oh! We're not good! Holy shit! Why does lightning do like 60%? Because lightning in this game is busted. I wish I could use lightning. Ah, he whipped me with his tail. Ah! Oh, he moved back! No! Yes! Goodbye. I am really enjoying these secret boss fights because they're very difficult compared to a lot of the bosses in the game. And from what I was saying at the start of the video, a lot of the bosses didn't take me many attempts in this, but the secret ones and other certain story bosses did take a little bit of extra time, which I enjoy. I enjoy a challenge. But we defeat him and we move back onto the main female boss that we just saw. And then we actually find a friend, which I didn't think we would actually find anybody like that in this game. Oh, made it sound like it's going to be some crazy gigantic beast. He wakes up his friend, this massive turtle here, and we go to this island, which actually has a couple missables on it as well. Thankfully, I explore quite a lot during this first playthrough, so I end up finding this boss, which is another annoying aerial enemy. We beat this guy after a couple attempts, and then we explore the rest of the island, and we actually meet our next Lung, which isn't actually one of the brother Lungs, but he is part of another trophy relating to collectibles. So before we do anything else here, I go back to the dog that creates the medicines. Got the medicine for the dragon. He gives us a scroll which allows us to access the secret area. It's not this secret area that we usually get in these zones, but it's like an extra sort of easier way to access things like the monkey, the dog, the dragon, and there's a NPC in there that's a tiger that you can fight as well. And this tiger is no joke. He will mess you up if you come here as early as possible. He does massive damage. He teleports around all over the place. He does crazy attacks that hit the entire arena. But in my opinion, he's one of the most fun fights in the game, and it's one of the most rewarding fights as well, because you actually unlock an extra curio slot. And curios are basically like rings from Dark Souls where you get extra things, so more damage, more health, more mana, all that sort of stuff, and it's really good to fight him. I could have won this, but I got greedy. Yes! I could have won it, and I did! I did win it. Wait, he's giving me his sword? A black wind rises, fates swift dance, with each retreat a new advance. Transform into the Ying Tiger and ward off incoming blows by holding the sword horizontally, or dash forward like a gale to close in on foes. Focus built up before the transformation can be... What? Focus built up before transformation can be converted for use afterwards. That's amazing. Thanks, guys. Equip more curios. Wait, he lets me equip more curios? Oh, he's gave me another curio slot. After we've done all this side stuff and got the extra curio slot, got some upgrades, all that sort of thing, we continue on through this area and we get to the main boss. This boss is a gauntlet. Like, it's a crazy gauntlet full of different things that you have to fight, different areas that you're in, and it's just mental. It's a brilliant boss fight. It suits the end of a chapter as being like an end of a chapter boss. Like I said before in the previous chapters, usually you'll get an item to assist with the boss. This one is the one where you don't actually get the secret area until much later in the game. So we actually just have to fight him normally. And what a crazy fight this is. Enjoy. Power through it. What? What? Once we get him down to like almost dead, he sucks us into his sack, which is the weirdest thing I've ever said about a video game. And we have to fight another boss, which is one from earlier. Wonder if this guy has a second phase. Alright, Melania. I don't even know why I try and do that. Nice. Yeah, not as bad as usual. And you remember how I said this thing's a gauntlet? Yes, I meant a gauntlet. There's about 4 different phases in this fight, or even more than that actually. Wait, am I him now? What the fuck? He's turned me into the monkey? Well, I was already a monkey, but he's turned me into the macaque, or whatever I was. As we progress through this area as well, we get more and more transformations for this weird enemy that we are now. And then we have to fight the big Buddha guy all over again, but even stronger. And the cool thing is, one of my chatters actually mentioned about this fight, where he turns gold. That gold is malleable, so it's not as hard as like steel or whatever else. And if you just hit him really, really hard, it might work to break him out of it. And it does actually work. If you hit this boss really, really, really hard, basically what Goku does in Dragon Ball most of the time, it'll break him out of the gold. So if you charge up your heavy attack, you can break him out of it straight away. And I learned this throughout the fight, but at the start it was very annoying to try and fight him. They did, yeah. Like when he turns gold, that's the thing that's changing them. Right, now he's gold. So now we break it. And then we freeze him. And then we do this. And then we use Red Tide. To be fair, I probably should save this for the last phase and just do this in the last phase. That would make more sense. But might as well try and kill him normally. Yeah, because look, I'd be able to kill him in the last phase. Look how much damage I do. Okay, so good thing is can I make his freeze come on? Oh, I can. I can make his gold form come on. If I use my stop, it makes him go gold. Nice! With that boss defeated, we get our next trophy. Like I said, I'm not showing all of the trophies because that'll just take forever, same with all the bosses. But I'll show the interesting ones, and now we're at the end of the chapter. We get another amazing looking cutscene, and these just blow my mind every time I see them. This one's a little bit gruesome, so I won't show everything about it, but definitely play this game, guys. It's so good. Everything about it is just so well loved and so well looked after. You can tell the devs put a lot of effort into this game. With all that done, we finally move on to Chapter 4, and Chapter 3 was massive. This one's no different. Like I said, I'll be skipping a lot of the bosses, because otherwise these chapters will last literal hours in this video. But I will show you guys all the cool things in this chapter. Just be warned, there's a lot of spiders in this chapter. Just want an auction for bail. And just as I mentioned that, boo, spider jump scare. There you go. You're going to be seeing a lot of these throughout this whole chapter. This boss isn't too hard, just one of the main bosses you need to get past. But very cool looking spider, and they've put loads of effort into these designs. They look beautiful. That was one of the quickest boss fights ever. Unfortunately, after the fight, our friend gets stuck with this golden needle that has a pretty big impact on this part of the story, but I won't spoil that for you yet. Good job I also explore these next areas, even though they're massive, because we encounter the horse guy again, just randomly in a cocoon. So if we hadn't done this, we would have missed out on the trophy that relates to him. But it's nice to see him again, and we finally rescue him, so we continue on and get to fighting more bosses. We do a bit more exploring, and after fighting my way through this stupid spider-infested corridor, it's like the worst place in the game because you end up falling into the pit if you try and attack these guys, we come across another hidden boss. This is the fourth and final Lung brother. This guy does not pull his punches whatsoever. If you're coming across this boss, you better be prepared to dodge all of his attacks, otherwise you're going to die immediately. Oh, I tried to parry. Damn it. Oh my god! Yeah, it might be time for lightning close. Oh, I did it again. Okay, I don't think lightning close would even matter there. No! Oh, I was doing so well there. Damn it. Oh. Yes! Woo! Ah! The Siren Sons, for what deed, what must the four waters they govern roam free. So he was the last one. He is indeed the last one, and that's one of the missable trophies. And with that, we actually also get one of the best transformations in the game. It does insane amounts of damage as long as you're good with the sort of parry mechanic that you can do, where you can see through the attacks, and it makes some boss fights insanely easy. Only thing is, I tend to stick with the fire one for a little bit, and then I realise how powerful that is. After all that extra side mission stuff and getting some trophies, we go back to the main quest and actually have to fight our friend, make sure he sees reason, and get that needle out of his head so we can use it later. Funnily enough, this is the secret item that you receive from the secret area of this chapter, but I don't actually use this against the final boss. I would have if I knew about it, but at this point I still didn't realise those items were useful for that sort of thing. And it would have been pretty useful against this guy who does this crazy move right here. What the fuck is he doing? What the fuck? Okay. Ah. Okay. Alright, okay. What the fuck? I had no idea what to do there. Yes! Woohoo! Behold the betrayal. More eyes do not see more than the moral trifles. Same as before, chapter finished, trophy unlocked, and then we get these beautiful cutscenes that are just stunning. Everything about this game is just so beautiful. I wish I'd played it on PC so I could see how good the game could actually look, but for playing on the PlayStation 5, it still looks really good. Chapter 5 begins. We're getting there. These chapters have been massive. This game is 100% worth the money when you play it. I loved every second of this so far. This chapter is a bit duller compared to the others because you're essentially near a volcano and everything's grey, but the bosses in this chapter are still stellar like every other part of this game. However, before we start going through this chapter fully, I'm going to go back and we're going to do some secret areas that we missed, as I'm trying to do as much as possible during this first playthrough. And we're not missing secret areas because they're always fun. During all the backtracking, however, I actually miss out on one of the armor pieces that is missable on a playthrough. This guy right here, you need to lop off all his arms during the fight in order to actually get him to drop the item when you kill him, which is very annoying that I missed this, but if you don't know, you don't know. So, I killed him too fast and I didn't knock all the arms off, which is a bit frustrating, but we do it in a second playthrough, so it's not the end of the world. With that boss defeated and the item not obtained, unfortunately, this allows us to actually access the next secret area, which is the one from the previous chapter, which we're trying to do. As we want to make sure we go through everything, get as many bosses done as possible, and we fight him again just to get through to the secret area. He is a tiny bit harder than his previous form, but he still goes down in 1 or 2 attempts. And with him finally defeated, we can access the secret area, where there is actually probably one of the hardest bosses in the game. This boss is also missable, so if you don't get him before you get to the final boss of this area, you will miss out on his spirit and you'll need to make sure you play up to this part of the game again on your second playthrough. You break his little pots full of drink and he's like, ah! Oh shit, I'm dead. Holy crap. I forgot how strong the scorpion bosses can be. If this boss isn't the toughest boss you've faced up to this point, then I tip my hat to you, because this boss took me a good few attempts. He's super big, super quick for some reason, and he does crazy amounts of damage along with poison damage as well. At this point, you can actually craft a staff or armor that allows you to get power when you're poisoned, so I think I used that at the end to beat him. But he's such a fun fight to learn because he's so powerful. And at this point in the game, I was just spamming immobilize, pluck of many, transforming, and then just wailing the crap out of the bosses, and most of them would die within like a few seconds. This was a nice breath of fresh air, but also very challenging at the same time. To be fair, that does a lot of damage. Like when I'm poisoned, I'm doing way more damage. Yeah! It's funny how the one time I put on the poison thing works. Stupid scorpion. Second missable boss of the area is this dude right here. So make sure you're doing these two before you do the main boss, because they will both pretty much disappear, and then you'll be stuck and you'll have to do a second playthrough up to this point and do it all over again. But he's fairly easy, goes down in like one try. All he has is 2 phases, one bug phase and one normal phase. Wow, that was easy. He just got ganged up on. Oh shit, he's gonna use the thing. I should have waited. I should have waited. Why did I think? No! Why did I not think? Well, actually, no. Why would a random enemy in the middle of nowhere have a fucking second phase? Nice. Third phase? That's cool. So that probably would have wrecked some trophies if I hadn't got that, because it's missable. Then we fight the main boss of the hidden area, this big crow thing here. Not actually a hard fight at all. He does have 2 phases, which I didn't realise. And he basically transforms into a Bloodborne boss here, which is really cool. It was really weird seeing this sort of transition, especially in this game where everything's really bright and colourful, or grey when you're in the mountain. But this one's a complete change of scenery. Unless something crazy goes wrong, I think I've got this in the bag. There we go. Nice! The cockerel crowed. Long and short, far and near, each span has its year. Whew! That's fun. Another hidden boss down, another trophy popped, and then we start progressing onto the main path in chapter 5 again. Before we complete the main area of this chapter, we go to the secret area in this chapter. It doesn't actually have any special items or anything like that, unlike the previous ones, but it's still fun to do. You need to do it for all the completion stuff for the trophies, and this area is really good. It has a really good boss inside of it. Bishu Golden-Eye Beast. Oh, that was the thing that he was telling me about. What the fuck? I got hit during a cutscene? Okay, I can tell this guy's gonna take a little bit of effort, I think. First try! Woo! Frost and Flame. Emerging of ice and fire, swift and severe. The final boss of this area was a very fun fight. Wasn't very hard compared to other final bosses of areas. I think this only took me like 1 or 2 attempts. But just the overall atmosphere of the fight and the transformations and like the effects and everything like that. This game is top notch in every aspect of the boss fights. I love this game so much. Die! Yes! Second phase? I could have done that first try. The boss actually does pretend to be dead here to steal the item, and then he gets a second phase, which is actually even more epic than the first phase. This is going to be a tough fight. Okay, well, we're out of the range. Somehow. Alright, I'm gonna charge this up. I think we can kill him in 1 try. If I do this right. Freeze him! Freeze him! Get him, boys! Yes! First try! Flaming Fury. The golden child brought fire and smoke. When they cleared, the family broke. Another boss down, another trophy unlocked, and another amazing cutscene played. We get to the next chapter. The reason I'm skipping quite a lot of these bosses and cutscenes is so you guys can actually enjoy the game for yourself. I would recommend anyone to pick this game up. Not 100% recommendation yet, because it's only digital at the moment, and I hate digital only stuff. But once it's physical, 100% recommendation. And we finally approach the last chapter, chapter 6. This is probably one of the most fun chapters, just because of the next mechanic that gets introduced, and this big open area. Everything has its own unique spin, which is one of the best things about this game. Each boss is very unique, but in this area, everything is unique. But before we jump into that, we got the last secret area to unlock, which is the final secret area, which actually enables a secret ending of the game. You will also probably recognize the person who's in this secret area that you have to fight. Pretty much the guy from the start of the game that kicks your butt as Wukong. So yeah, he's very difficult in this fight. I actually have to come back to fight him because the armor that I've got on would just not cut it. Well, that didn't work. He also has a unique line of dialogue if you transform into Thunderling. Ooh! I feel like Thunderling would probably be better against him, because Thunderling uses the parry. Like, look how much I'm doing like 0 damage, and he's doing like all my health in one hit. Nah, we're coming back. Getting one shot with a boss is not fun. So back to the main path it is, because he just does way too much damage at this point until we get some upgraded materials. So main story time. Flying Nimbus! Save me! Thank you. Woo! We survived. First try. Wukong somersault cloud. Oh, that's so cool! Ah, I get to fly around in it. That's amazing. As much fun as this is, I could see it causing a few people a fair amount of anxiety, considering this game does not have a map at any point. There's no map whatsoever in this game, so it's mostly just exploring. And the main game is kind of focused and straightforward, whereas this is very, very open, and it looks like you can go everywhere, which you can, but there's not a lot of things in this area. There's only certain places that you can stand in that will trigger bosses and things. So you need to make sure you explore this entire area to get all of Wukong's armor, and there's also a couple hidden things as well. If you have been exploring the whole game as well, by this point this will be the last frog that you need for a trophy. And this one is a proper pain in the ass to fight. He just does so much damage, and he does rock form constantly, so you can never actually hit him. I'm not losing now, no. He grabbed me out of the air. Celestial Burststone Fragment. I thought that was going to kill me. I would have been so annoyed. It's at this point, however, that I realise that I've missed a frog, because in the spider area, the area is huge, and I would go multiple different directions to try and figure out if there's any hidden stuff. And I did see the frog, but I totally forgot to go back for it. So we need to go back and do that now. That was easy. The Clamour of Frogs. 6 frogs, 6 skills. How intriguing. That's another trophy out the way. Unfortunately, this is sort of semi-missable. You can go back and kill all the frogs as long as you don't start a new game. But I'm glad I just done it all here, so we don't need to remember to do it. So we go and kill a few more bosses in this area where we can fly around with the Nimbus Cloud. And then we start getting some more pieces of armor for Wukong. One of the pieces of armor actually has a really cool mechanic attached to it, which is this giant locust/grasshopper type thing. And it's pretty much like the Master Sword from Breath of the Wild, where you have to expend your stamina to hold on to it. And we were kind of racking our brains as to what's happening. Like, I was thinking I was a stupid gamer here and not able to press a button, but apparently it wasn't me. Because if you're at this last jump, it jumps away and you can't actually hold on to it. And you need to hold it for 3 times initially before you can actually do the second part of it, which is taking your health away instead of your stamina. But yeah, we figured it out in the end and got the next piece of armor. It's at this point I have to do a little bit of backtracking to gather some items so I can fight a mountain. Don't ask, and the item that this mountain gives us allows us to get another trophy. Oh! Here, have it. Have it all. Okay. A lesser celestial menace are made to increase multiple attributes. Wow, okay. And now for one of my favourite boss fights in the entire game, just because of the mechanic. So, if you guys don't know from my streams, I love the mechanic of where you're tiny and everything else looks giant in a video game. It just makes the sense of scale so much better. But this little mantis goes inside our friend and we have to get it out of him. So, let's jump in. What the fuck? Okay, I was not expecting this. I've got to fight the thing inside his innards. He's carving up. He's carving him up. Hey, Sebastian. Ah, I don't have enough mana because I started without resting. Damn it. You know what? Let's do this. That's 2. That's 3. Right, now we get to finally do it. 2. What? Oh, no, you kidding me, game? I was about to fucking do insane damage. When you've got all 3 of that does ridiculous damage. Oh shit. The bug knows Kung Fu, it does. I should have probably rested because I'm on the back foot here. Oh shit! This thing does insane damage. Oh! Okay, heal, heal, heal! Heal, heal, heal! Uh oh. This thing's tougher than like 90% of the bosses I've fought. Oh, he realized I was there. Damn it! Holy shit! He does ridiculous damage. POV Saul's antivirus fighting off COVID for the first 2 years before succumbing to it. No, it was more than 2, Trent. It was like 3 or 4 almost. Oh my god! If that hadn't hit him. I need to heal. Heal, 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 heal! I never thought Giant Mantis would be fucking ridiculously OP. Oh! That was close. I'm just playing Darksiders 2 to forget this game because I want to play it right now, but on Xbox. Yeah, well Darksiders 2 is really good. The funny thing is I just completed that again recently. Yeah, we got the arm guards. Last but not least, we need to pull the pole from the stone and get the final piece of our armor, and this unlocks the trophy for getting fully outfitted in Wukong's gear. Ooh! Guardian of Gear, you're fully fitted. Now swing that staff and fight. Now, with us fully fitted, we go and have a rematch with Erlang. And he kicks her ass again. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. That was good for a first attempt after not fighting him for a while. Especially after getting all that armor. But as you saw, he took a lot more damage that time. So this time it's on. Ah, oh, bollocks. God, he's so tough. I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead. I'm not dead. Oh, I'm dead. No! I'm dead. Oh, fuck. That's one. That's two. Come on! Come on! Come on! Yes! Second phase. I'm assuming. I don't even need the healing pill. If you think at this point it's over, oh boy, just you wait. Not again. Dude has some fusion Zamasu moves, love it. First try! That's amazing, I fucking love that boss fight. What the hell? What? This right here is probably one of the most climactic and crazy fights I've ever played in a video game. And I've played Asura's Wrath and Final Fantasy 16. Pretty much this is just like a combination of all those sort of video games together. This fight is absolutely bonkers. It makes you feel like an absolute badass during the entire fight. And this is my biggest recommendation for you guys. Play this game, please. Oh my god. This is Asura's Wrath AF. I know, right? Oh my god! This game's insane! Snap his neck! Hit him with his big ass shield. There we go. Oh yes! Strangle him with it. Yeah. It's funny, I know what he's going to do before he does it, because that's exactly what I'd do. I'm clearly a monkey. Monkey power! This is what you get for killing me at the start of the game. He's like, oh shit. Oh my god, this is so sick. Oh fuck. What? He's like, now a molten monkey. I got fire powers now. Yeah, boom in the face. Meet the match. Let go of him and you let go of all. And with the secret ending done, we return to the main game. Funny thing is, I feel like this should have been the main ending. As good as the main ending is, I feel like this tops it. But you guys can be the judge of that when you play it yourself. So back to the main story, and we're going through this beautiful area as we approach the last relic of Wukong. Essentially, this entire game has been us gathering all the relics to try and become and resurrect Wukong. But we actually find out that his last relic, his memories, are completely gone. So he can never be fully resurrected. So we have everything else but his memories. And at this point, it's where we actually have to face off against the husk of Wukong, essentially. This is a crazy multi-level boss fight where you have to fight him about 3 or 4 times, and each time he just gets harder and harder and learns from you, which is amazing. The great sage's broken shell. Oh my, are you kidding me? I've got like nothing left. Oh no, it recovered everything, it's fine. You realise at this point of the fight you're actually in Wukong mode, so because you have all the relics, you're the best you can be at this point. Doing crazy damage, doing crazy moves, and yeah, this part of the fight is just more fun. This part isn't really difficult at all. However, that doesn't last very long as he takes all the relics from you, and this becomes a much harder fight. Oh, he took the Wukong power away from me. God damn it, I'm back to myself again. Oh, he does not care about that anymore. During this fight as well, I don't think I've ever been disrespected by a boss this hard. You'll see what I mean in a minute. What the fuck? How am I meant to fight him? What? Okay, that's a first. He's back up to full. Awesome. Yeah, fuck this. I'm gonna go summon my own guys. Where is he? Jesus Christ, okay, he's tough. He's not as tough as the other guy. Because he actually had like a proper moveset and not just cheese of like, oh, I'm just gonna freeze you, I'm just gonna take your guard, I'm just gonna do this, gonna do that. One. 2. 3. There we go, finally, right. Get out of here so I can fucking destroy you. Look how much damage that does when you actually get all 3 of them. One more hit! Yes! A duel of destiny. 2 mines, long free leaves one but one to stay. Jesus Christ, can't speak today. That also rhymes. Give me your body. And with that, the game is over. We have finished the main story. Last trophy of the main story right there. Now it's time to do some grinding, get the rest of the trophies that we can in this first game, and then we're going to move on to New Game Plus. There we go. Hey! Thank God, right. So we got that. Does it actually increase item drops? No, it's materials. Why is this one so hard to get? Like, is it even good? Because the legendary curio that I found, that's good, but it's not like game breaking. Oh my God, we got it! Finally! Right, okay, good farming spot, because that actually made it a lot easier. Oh. First try energy. First try it is. Oh! First try energy indeed, Shadow. And as soon as we start New Game Plus, we get a lot of trophies pop. Ooh. 6 senses secured. Portraits perfected. Master of Magic. Hey, there we go. What to drink, how to drink, and above all, who to drink with. You know that boss spirit I missed? And second rank prince, fickle forms, transformations, and spirit skills. You have mastered them all. Woohoo! And remember the WWE fight I was telling you about? Here it is right here. I'm just gonna move over here because you guys are getting a little bit too close. He's grabbed him? Oh my God, he killed him? Hey! All the tattered pages can now be compiled in full. Another trophy down. And now we're back in the prison. You know what time it is? Woo! There we go. A curious collection. Every rare wonder the world can offer, collected and kept. Now we get the armor we missed from that boss. Oh, thank God. The one I was most worried about is done. Take last weapon to be crafted. Okay, so we got staff and spears. And sadly, this is where I realize I'm actually missing a droppable piece of armor. Thankfully, it doesn't require a third playthrough. We're missing a drop. No! You were right. There's one that we need to drop. And that leads us full circle back to the very first clip you saw at the start of the video, where we actually unlocked the platinum. This game was a roller coaster ride of emotions. So many good boss fights, so many good areas. I'm so sorry I couldn't show you guys everything in this video, otherwise it would probably be about 20 hours long. And I already have crushed it down as much as I could without kind of butchering the essence of the game. I would recommend anybody to play this. Like I said, it gets about a 60 or 70% recommendation at the moment, just due to the fact that it is only digital. When it comes physical, 120% recommendation from me. This has been an amazing journey with this platinum. I'm glad I'm actually getting into platinum videos because the journey for these sort of things is so much fun. There's so many cool moments when you stream them, and I love that you guys can come along on my platinum journey with me. You guys have a great day. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you all in the next one, probably Astrobot, but have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye bye.